Hey everyone, welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So today we put out this video a day earlier than normal because we wanted you guys the opportunity to get this if it's something that you might be interested in. And of course you've probably seen it on all the social medias and of course on Smoking Pipes, they're advertising it as well. The re-release of the Cornell Diehl small batch, The Beast. And doesn't seem to be a lot of difference with this one from previous releases. It has St. James Perique, which comprises 51% of the blend. It has Red Virginia Cavendish, Black Cavendish, and Dark Fired Kentucky. Now, there's only 7,777. Isn't that weird? Yeah, 7,777 tins of this. And we all know that when stuff gets released from Smoking Pipes, so much traffic gets on that server that
sometimes it'll drop.
It has a tendency to go down. So you're going to want to really kind of, I do multiple devices. I have my phone, I have my iPad, I have my computer, and I'm hitting refresh on all of those things just to try to get in.
The first one that lets you and does it, bye.
Yeah, you just get, and you make sure you're already logged in on all of the three devices. But anyway, so this is going to be released Tuesday, April 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern, which is, for us, is 5 p.m. Central. Okay, so a little bit about this blend, some of the promo stuff that's been out there presented about this. Cornell Diehl put out, "The beast has awakened and is prowling the earth once again. This legendary blend is made with 51% genuine St. James Parish Perique, as well as a supporting cast of our proprietary Red Virginia Cavendish and a whisper of Dark Fired Kentucky to add complexity and balance before being steeped in rum for 7 days to deepen the flavors." Some of the things that you might get from this blend as far as flavors go, it's going to have kind of some umami notes, notes of sweet stone fruit, mesquite wood. I got a question. How in the hell do you know what mesquite wood tastes like?
Oh, I mean, we smoke with it.
Yeah, but that's the smoke.
Yeah.
Not the wood.
Yeah.
So why would you say mesquite wood smoke?
Because
flavors of mesquite wood smoke instead of flavors of mesquite wood. I'm not going to eat mesquite wood.
I don't chew it.
Me neither. And a freshly ground black pepper. Some of the stuff that C&D has put on the tin, it says, legend has it that Aleister Crowley, famed adept of the Order of the Golden Dawn and founder of the Ordo Templi Orientis, is purported to have made a habit of smoking rum-soaked perique as a meditative aid.
Yeah.
Okay. To date, many a dabbler has pursued his own manifestation of this concoction out of sheer curiosity. We have too. In the spirit of the nefarious occultist himself, we sought to tame the beast within our own rendering of this recipe, soaked for 7 days in spiced rum, so we might share our vision of it with the most inquisitive and brave of pipe smokers.
Yeah, well, I mean, being 51% Perique, yeah.
It's a heavy
load. Well, and here it says, too, that his proprietary blend was actually straight Perique, soaked in rum.
Yeah, that's yeah. So he was, but he thought that it would take him to another stage of consciousness.
Yeah, a trance-like state, yeah.
So, anyway, okay, we're going to crack this open and then tell you what we think about it. So, we'll be back here in a second, okay?
This has a very earthy smell to it. Very nice, but also a sweetness in the background as well. That red Virginia Cavendish is coming through pretty well in there as well. The Perique, I mean, it's St. James Perique. So
man, it's got that funky rum Perique smell, that umami kind of.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it would be
like toe jam.
Yeah, I thought it would be more like punch.
Toe jam.
I thought there would be more punch to it or something, but no, it's got, you know.
Yeah, maybe they let it air out after
It's got a good earthiness to it. Almost seems a little more mature. I don't know. And it could be because this was one of the first tins made. This is 1020 out of 7,777. So it could be because this is an earlier rendition.
Well, it definitely, I think the rum comes through.
Man, look at the moisture on that. It is ready to go. I mean, it's perfect.
Let me see.
It's broken apart. I don't feel a lot of like.
Yeah, you know, and it says that it's a ribbon cut. Is that what it says?
Yeah, this is almost cube,
but yeah,
to a certain degree. Like some of these,
it says it's a ribbon cut, but it's almost between a ribbon and a shag.
Yeah. Like I would say it's pretty cool. It's broken apart very nicely. There's not any long pieces of ribbon. Only one or two there.
Man, that's a funky smell.
Yeah.
I mean, a good funky smell, but definitely it's got some nastiness to it. So
I mean, it's
we'll see. All right, we're gonna load our pipes.
It's a good thing we ate before we did this one, because there's a chance that we're not getting.
I may sit here for a while afterwards. All right, we're gonna load our pipes up and we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest, I'm not a fan of heavy Perique. I smoke vapors, but I like the Perique portion of it to be down in the 8% to 12% area, you know?
Yeah. 7 days been soaked in rum, and the topping isn't that burny chemical taste. It's just.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
liquor topped
tobaccos or cased tobaccos. Yeah, it's got a mushroomy, cheesy kind of taste.
Earthy flavors, real earthy coming through. Kind of a rich mouthfeel as well. Not creamy, more thick and gritty. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I don't know how this is a fairly large sized bowl, and I'm not sure how it would react in a smaller bowl, but with this much Perique in it, I'm going to open it up a little bit and smoke it in a larger bowl. Yours is a little bit smaller than mine, but not much.
Yeah, it's definitely by no means. I wouldn't call this one of the smaller bowls, because even though the pipe itself looks small, I mean, I only have about a quarter of an inch, a half an inch of wood around it.
Just to remind you again, this is going to be available on April the 1st, April Fool's Day, at 6 p.m. Eastern. And the rum, 7 days soaking in rum, I don't get a huge rum effect to this. I get a little bit.
Yeah.
I get a little, kind of that sweet molasses kind of taste.
It tastes a little bit of the spice in the back.
Yeah.
A little bit of that pepperiness that comes through. But it doesn't taste like it's a tobacco, or like other tobaccos we've had that have been topped with or cased with. You know, this is absorbed the flavors of the rum, and then it looks like it's been dried out to remove any evidence.
The moisture on that is really ready to smoke right there.
And we just opened that tin and it was ready.
So I'm getting kind of a pumpernickel taste, a pumpernickel bread. It's got kind of a, you know, those cigars, those 1881s that Mark Ryan makes. I get kind of that flavor also.
That's what I'm saying. Is it's got a very good dark firedness coming through and really taking it down to a deep kind of flavor. I am starting to feel the nicotine on this too. So I mean that is a whole other thing. This is definitely a smoke with your belly full. I can see why it might be a trance-like smoke.
But this is not offensive. This is working really pretty nice. I get definitely some kind of a nutty character in here.
Those red Virginias are coming through right there at the end with that tang a little bit too.
Yeah, a little bit of that sourness,
that sour that comes through.
Yeah.
It works really well with how
I get it on the side of my tongue.
That's where I get it, is right there on the sides where you get those bitter flavors where those, it makes me salivate a little.
Yeah. Nice. This is really well balanced. Mm-hmm. Well balanced. For as much Perique is in there, it's really nice.
Oh, very dark, very earthy.
I think I like this better than it wasn't last year's. I think it was the year before is when it came out. 23 is when the last time it came out.
Yeah.
And it's the same ingredients, but for some reason there's just a slight more mellow feel to it. Better rounded. Mm-hmm. There's no edges on it like there was. Yeah. That's the difference that I'm getting. Almost like an aging. And speaking of aging, I bet this would age.
You think so?
Yes. I think it would age great.
I mean, yeah, it would definitely, those Periques would settle down in it, but I would almost say it's pretty darn good right now. Right out. Like, I mean, that moisture content is perfect. The composition of the ribbon cut, the way they've done it, I mean, and the ingredients, the ingredients already almost seem like they might have been aged a little bit.
It gets that feeling of an aged tobacco.
Yeah, this really reminds me of that. Some of those things that we got from Mark Ryan, how dark and earthy and heavy they are. Very, very nice, very cool blend.
It's not as spicy as what I would have expected either. I get a sweetness, a little bit of molasses, but also a little bit of like a dark stone fruit, like a plum.
Yeah, I see. I don't get much of the plum feelings. I'm getting so much mushroom, earthy kind of flavors. Pumpernickel, almost a little bit more like a squash kind of taste, where it's just not bland in an offensive way, more neutral, very neutral, very earthy, very soft on the taste buds. Whew, but you can feel that good nicotine buzz. That.
You know, they mentioned the mesquite wood flavor.
I'm getting that more in the room note. The smell of the mesquite in the room note.
I'm not getting it on the palate at all.
But of course, we've never eaten a mesquite tree. So, we don't know. It could taste like
we're Texans. We might try. I don't know, at some point. Yeah, this is really interesting.
Definitely worth a purchase.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong buying a couple of tins of this. Buy one for now, put one away for later.
Yeah.
And see how it changes. I'm interested to see what this is going to be like in a couple of years. And we're going to jar it up and we're going to and set it aside and see what happens. Yeah,
because in the 2023, the one that I had, it's gone. I don't think I kept any of it.
I've got some in some tins upstairs.
From 2023?
Yeah.
That might be a fun thing to see how they compare.
Yeah, might do that if I can find them. All right, so let's talk about the room note then.
Rich smokiness. Once again, it almost lowers, not the mood, but it seems heavy and dark. It feels a little nostalgic where you just want to go.
To me, it feels the closest you can get to cigar smell without having cigar leaf in it.
Yeah.
This is the closest that I could get without having cigar leaf in it or actually smoking a cigar, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full room note, man. I mean, You could probably get a nicotine buzz just walking in and catching some of the room.
Yeah,
notes.
it really does put you in kind of a very sitting, contemplative state. It's a very calming smoke.
Yep. So I'm about a third way in now, and a little bit of the pepper characteristics are starting to come in, and some of that cheesiness is leaving it.
I know what you're talking about. That kind of funk.
Yeah, that funkiness.
That funky is kind of leaving. Yeah, now it's turning. It's almost. To me, now I'm starting to get some of those dark fruit flavors.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through, but it's a cone-shaped bowl as well. So it's almost getting kind of like a dark sherry flavor, kind of like a dark red wine-esque take. More like a port than a dark red wine. Very dark, very heavy, but there's some sweet, some bitter, some earthy flavors coming through.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. That port barrel kind of aging on it. Yeah.
Very nice. It makes me want to sit and read The Raven again. It's just one of those sit and smoke and just really do nothing but just enjoy the smoke.
Well, this is a heavy deep,
blend,
and there's a lot of kind of playfulness on the tongue that you're going to want to really kind of focus on and see what flavors you can pull out of it. I love the dark fruit. When I smoke a Perique blend, that's what I want my Perique to be like. I want it to have that dark fruit kind of, instead of the, I don't like, some guys really like a spicy, peppery kind of.
I can see where I would like the spiciness, but the way this one's working, I'm enjoying way more of that rich dark fruit with the slight pepper.
Yeah. See, I'm the kind of guy that wants that stone fruit kind of taste in it. And that's why, we talked about the Maestro a couple of weeks ago. That's why I had him add that raisin extract in there, is to get a little more of that dark fruit kind of feel to it, This is good. I like it.
Yeah, this is good. Definitely going to be purchasing one on April.
I'm very surprised with this one. I don't know what I had in my mind about 51% Perique, thinking, it's going to be a mind blower, but it works.
Yeah.
It works the way they've got it. And I'm wondering, because it says it's got red Virginia Cavendish, and also some black Cavendish in there. And, a lot of times blenders will use that Cavendish to kind of take the bite out of other components that are in the tobacco. And I'm wondering if that's what these Cavendishes are doing, is taking that bite out of the Perique and kind of mellowing it out a little bit.
Could be. I would be interested to know how long they let this sit before they tin it and make it, because of course they said they released it and it was made in March, but what is the other process with the tobaccos?
Yeah, it says March the 3rd is when it was tinned.
Yeah,
so it's already almost a month old.
Yeah,
but I'm wondering, do they, before they tin it, are they leaving it out?
That's what I'm saying. What is the process before they put it in the tin, and how much time do they spend? Is that why it took 2 years from the first small batch to...
I don't think so.
It'd be interesting if it was, because that is a great, fantastic taste. You get an aging flavor without it being aged.
Yeah, I don't think that... Well, the Perique, when it's being Periqued, it's aging in barrels anyway. So there's some aging going on with that right there.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've got the floor space to let it sit there for years.
Maybe.
I don't think so. Like to go see the facility.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Well,
very interesting.
Very nice. Guys. Cornell Diehl small batch The Beast 2025 release. It's available April 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern. Get on Smoking Pipes. You might be able to find this at a brick and mortar.
Yeah, maybe.
Some of those small batches have been hitting brick and mortars, but I wouldn't think there's a whole lot out there because they're going to be able to sell all of this online.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be gone before the end of the month.
Oh, I was going to tell you guys also, get on Smoking Pipes, and there's some good videos on there with Jeremy Reeves. Mm-hmm. Also on the Cornell and Diehl Instagram account, there's some really nice videos about this blend, how it was made, and tasting profiles and things like that. Get on their accounts and check them out. Those videos are really, really good and helpful.
Yeah,
pretty helpful. All right, guys. Well, that's what we got for you this time. Better get on there because old Kuhn is gonna probably buy about 10 cans of this and put it upstairs.
He's going to corner at least 10% of the production.
Well, you get if you can get it, man. That's the way I look at it. And also, this weekend I was on a chat with some other guys, and we were talking about the cost and price of tobaccos with all of these buyouts and things that are going on. Tobacco is never going to be cheaper than it is today.
No, yeah.
It's only going to get more expensive. No matter where you live, it's only going to get more expensive. Man, I encourage you guys to start cellaring stuff. I've probably got about 60 pounds of tobacco upstairs that is aging right now, and you never know. The Sutliff example, you never know when one of your favorite blends are just going to disappear. So right now is the cheapest you can buy it, so buy it when you can. But I'm not saying go mortgage your home or anything like that.
This isn't, it is an investment, but it's not like a huge.
Yeah, but buy it when you can.
Buy it when you can. Absolutely.
Buy it when you can. If you can buy 3 extra tins or 2 extra tins,
go ahead.
Do it. Do it and put them away. You won't regret it.
No, you won't.
I have rarely come across a tobacco that got worse with aging. 99% of the time, it always gets better.
It does, yeah. Even some of the bad ones get good.
Well, the bad ones get less worse.
Less bad. Yeah, that's what it is.
There were a couple, but we were like, man,
there's nothing you
I can't even
this.
give this stuff away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, that's all we got for you this time. We do appreciate you watching. Don't forget,
make all your piping moments count.
We'll see you next time and have a great week.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.